Hi, my name is Leanne. I was the student minister at Crestview from 2013 to 2017. So I met the graduates when they were in about 8th, ninth grade, and I had a blast getting to know them, watching them grow, ministering to them. I wish I could have been there with you guys today, but because I can't, this video will have to do instead. So I had a couple of things I wanted to share with you. First of all, good job. I am so proud of you. Congratulations, you graduated. That is a big deal. It is worth celebrating. It means that you committed yourself to something and you stayed with it until you finished it and you hit that milestone. And that is awesome. Good job. The second thing I wanted to talk to you about was kind of my experience when I graduated. So I remember feeling three feelings in particular. The first feeling when I graduated was that I was super excited. I was going on this new adventure in life and I was going to adult, and I didn't know what adulting meant, but I thought it was going to be cool. And I hope that you are excited too. Yes, being an adult is pretty awesome. It is not always easy, but it is nice. It is fun. It can be fun. It's also challenging, but the challenges are worth it. The second thing that I felt at the time was confident, because I had done 12 years of school and I was going into college. That was just 4 more years of school. I felt pretty confident in that next step. But the third feeling I had wasn't the same as those two. It was actually really different, and it was that I was scared. I was scared because it was the unknown. I was scared because I knew graduating meant this big change, and I would lose a lot of my friends and my support network and the structure I had in life up to that point. And I wasn't sure what the end result would be. And I was scared because people kept telling me that I needed to know what I was going to do with my life. And I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up all the way. And I didn't know how life was going to work out or how I was going to get to whatever grown-up thing I was supposed to be. And I had a lot of questions, and I didn't know how to ask them or how to find answers for them. So yes, you are going into the unknown, and no, there's not a lot I can do about it or you can do about it. It's going to happen. I guess you could live in your parents' basement for the rest of your life, but I think that would be pretty boring in the long run, and the unknown is there. So go ahead, step into it, embrace it. But I wanted to reassure you that you do have the tools you need to step into the unknown. You have the skills, the knowledge, the experiences that you have developed up to this point that you carry with you. And all of those things help you make decisions for the next step. And when you get to that point, you'll develop more tools, skills, experiences, and that will help you get to the next step in life. So you might not have everything you need right now to adult forever, but you do have what you need for the next step. And when you're missing a tool, when you're missing a skill, ask for help. When I was going into college, my parents gave me a toolbox, and it had some screwdrivers and a tape measure and a couple of other things, but it was pretty small. It wasn't even big enough to hold a hammer. So when my mom came to help me set up my dorm, she brought her tools with her too, so we could make my dorm really pretty. But she had tools that I didn't. And in the same way, you have people in your life that have tools that you don't. Learn from them. Ask them for advice. We see all through the Bible that God gave people mentors. He gave them people in charge of them and people to help guide them on their path. So look for those. Ask for those. There's nothing to be embarrassed about when you're asking for help, because if you don't have a hammer and they have a hammer and you need a hammer, just ask for it. Go ahead and ask and learn as you go. Learn so you can take that next step. But know that you do have a toolbox. You're not going into this blind. You're not going into this helpless or defenseless. You have prepared for this next step of the adventure, and you're going to do great. The next thing I wanted to tell you, and this is probably the most important thing, is that college was really hard for me. I there was just a lot of things that didn't go very smoothly. There was a lot of moments that I would probably make different decisions if I could go back and redo. And there was a lot of stuff just in early adulthood that was like, it was hard. It was a challenge. And it wasn't necessarily just being in college. It was just the amount of change that life was in, the amount of new experiences. And it's okay if life is hard. That does not mean that life is bad. When life is hard, lean on God more. He does not let you down. He does not always make life better, but he is always there. He is trustworthy and he is a good father. So when you're not sure, talk to God about it. When life is great, talk to God about it. When you have questions or when you don't know what that next step into the unknown is, talk to God about it. He is there for you. He loves you. He wants to be your best friend at every single moment of life. And he's a better friend than anybody else could ever be. He's a better guide and leader than anybody else could ever be. He knows your life better than you will ever know it. So lean on him. Go to him. Celebrate him, even when life is pretty messy. He is good, I promise. And then the last thing I wanted to tell you is that you do have a job. You do have a life purpose, even if you don't know what you want to be when you grow up. And your purpose is the same one that Jesus gave to his disciples when he was leaving the earth. And that is to go and make other disciples or followers of Christ. When Jesus was leaving, he didn't just say, hey guys, let's just huddle in and hug until I leave and let's just remember this moment. And he didn't say, hey, let's just sit here and reminisce on the good times, when we were all together and how great that was. He gave them a job. And it's a job he gives to every single person that follows him. And it's to go and make followers of Christ. So when you don't know where you're headed in life, feel reassured that a career is not the defining thing about you. The defining thing about you is that you belong to God, and your mission in life is to go and make followers. Regardless of what else you do, that stays core. That stays as the foundation of what guides you in life. So be secure in that. You do have a plan for life. It's to make other followers of Jesus, even if you don't know what the rest of it will look like. So I love you. I am exceptionally proud of you, but know that God loves you more than I ever could. I know that he is celebrating that you have graduated, as I am celebrating that you have graduated, as your family is. So congratulations. Go celebrate. I love you.